Why do we have to pretend we are fine even when we're not? Why do we feel we have to put on a false bravado or a false I'm just doing just fine when we are the furthest thing from fine? Our whole life is in shambles. We have our emotions going everywhere. We're overworked, overtaxed, and underpaid. But we still put on that exhaustive, fine bravado. Why do we do that? Let's talk.
Colbert Kean Conversations is all about freedom. The freedom to bring out what's already within you. Freedom to overcome your fears. Freedom to crush self-doubt. Freedom to transform hesitation into action to live in our purpose. Colbert Kean Conversations. Let's talk.
We are wearing ourselves out trying to pretend that everything is fine, trying to put on that false front to show that everything is fine, even when we know we are not. We are so busy trying to act in the show that we aren't taking the time to see if this is even a role we should be playing. A lot of times we're actors in somebody else's show and we don't even know it. We're so busy trying to be the star and trying to shine and make everybody pick me, that we don't even realize we are performing in a show that's not even ours. Something that wasn't ever meant for us to be in. But we're so busy pretending and we're so exhausted with the effort that we don't even realize this is maybe someplace we shouldn't even be. I know y'all have heard that saying that all the world is a stage or all the world is a show and we're just the actors. Sometimes we're vying for a role, y'all. We are vying for the star performance, the star position, and it's not even our movie or our play to participate in. Instead of participating in our own life and doing what we feel is good for us or what we should be doing, we're too busy pretending and auditioning. And I say auditioning is life. It's the life you're living. You're auditioning for roles that you were never meant to be a part of. The only role you were meant to play is what you were created to be. Not what you were created to be for somebody else. You created to be for you. And until we can figure that out, until we get out of that loop or that rat race of trying to please everybody and trying to be the perfect this or that for everyone, so everybody likes me and so everybody, all the things can fall into place and I won't have any problems and all these things, it's not going to happen. First of all, it's not going to happen. And we have to realize that sometimes we are not that mainstream movie. We are not that mainstream show, that blockbuster hit. Sometimes we are playing B roles or we're playing that directly to videotape. Well, it used to be videotape, VHS. Now it's direct to streaming or whatever. And actually a lot of people are even more in tune to streaming. Nevertheless, we have to not play into other people's shows, into other people's plays, into other people's performances. Because when we do that, we're losing us. We're losing what we were created to do, and we're losing our purpose. We can't see it because we're too busy trying to fill somebody else's mold or fill somebody else's role. We got to stop that. We have to stop always looking for the glory or looking to be the hero, and we haven't even made it through the conflict. We want the glory and the praise and the smooth sailing and all the accolades, but we don't want to go through the problems. We don't want to go through the challenges. We don't want to endure any conflict. Well, how are we going to be the hero, or how are we going to have all this glory when we haven't went through anything? If you don't overcome anything, you can't be a hero. You can't be the glory. You can't be this, and this. We are going to go through life's challenges. That's being a part of life. If we didn't have problems, we wouldn't know the good parts about it. If we didn't have, the hurts and pains and everything to learn and grow from, what are we aspiring for? Why aren't we just going through the motions and doing the things? No, all these things that have happened to you, to me, to us, everything that has happened is because it's helping us tell our story. It's helping us to see that there is another way. There is light at the end of the tunnel. There is a resolution to the conflict that we're currently in or that we have made it through. And once we do that, it's up to us to share that with somebody else so they can see how to come out of it also. We are not meant to stay in the same position or the same situation or the same thing all the time. A lot of times when we do that, we get stuck in a victim mentality.
Hey everybody, welcome to Mel's Minute. In order to win, sometimes you have to be a quitter. You have to quit self-doubt, quit procrastinating, quit being lazy, quit hanging around people who aren't uplifting you. Yeah, in order to win, sometimes you have to quit.
And sometimes it's easy for us to get stuck in that victim mentality because we may have done something or been in a situation where you were the best or your solutions were the best at the time and everybody looked up to you and all the things were going your way and you were the star. You were the go-to person. And then you moved up a level and suddenly you're surrounded by hundreds and maybe even thousands of people who are just like you or better, more so better. And instead of looking for ways that we can grow and looking for things we can learn from this new level, we get stuck in that mentality of woe is me, or I'm just not good enough, or I'm not valued enough, or I can't do this. And that's where we become stuck because we don't see the responsibility we really need to take. Instead, we're looking at it as I'm not good enough because of this. And that's not the case. It's not that we're not good enough. It's that we're at a new level and now you have more things to learn. We have more things to take in and we see other opinions and other ideas and suggestions and other ways of doing things. And they're even better than our ideas. And that is okay. That is not something you need to feel bad about or feel shamed or feel that you're not good enough or worthy or valued, or that your opinions or your input is not relevant, because it is. It just means that we're at another level and we've got to take it up a notch. We've got some more learning to do, and lifelong is going to be learning. But when you rise to these different levels, you've got to know that growth is the name of the game. Growth. What are you learning at each level? Are you trying to stay the same? Not maybe even trying, but if you're staying the same, you're definitely not learning anything. You're definitely not accomplishing, you're not growing, and you're not able to help anybody else on any other level. How you're responding is determining your growth. It's determining your advancement and where you go from here. If you're not open and receptive to something new or to learning from new surroundings and new levels, where do you think you're going to grow to? How you respond is how you grow. That determines your growth. If you respond with an open attitude and like, oh my gosh, yes, that is something I didn't even think about. They have brought a whole new perspective and I can understand that. I'm interested to learn more about it. Let me see how I can learn more about it. But if you say, well, I don't know why they picked her, or I don't know why they picked him over my idea. I had just as good as one. Or I don't know why they didn't pick my way to do this. Or woe is me. Or they're picking on me. Or whatever complaint or ailment we want to choose. then we are not going to grow anywhere. And you're not going to usually go anywhere. You're going to stay stuck. Really, you don't stay stuck, you decline. So you're going to decline, and then you won't be in any of that positioning at all to help anyone, let alone yourself. So how we respond is directly related to our growth. It's directly related to our levels. If we are open and know that this is going to help out not only me, but it's going to help out a whole nother situation, then you're going to get something, you're going to hold on to that, and you're going to grow with it. And you're going to find ways that you can contribute and use your ideas to multiply the situation or to grow the situation. So make sure you stay open. Don't look for the victim mentality and don't want to stay stuck in the same thing that you've always done, the same way you've always done it, and getting the same results that you've always gotten. We all know that is the definition of insanity, and none of us want to be insane. So maybe a reframe, a perspective shift, or a different way to look at things would be to see your conflict, see your growth in conflict as a way to develop your story, as a way to give you something. You're going to have something to share with other people then. So look at it as how I respond to this and how I choose to see this is going to not only help me, but it's going to help my story to be able to share with someone else who may be going through the same thing or who may have went through and can't find their way out right now. We have to reframe our way of thinking and say that, maybe it's not necessarily the problem, but it's how I'm learning from this problem. It's how I'm responding to this problem. It's the new perspective shift that I'm looking at now, the new mindset tweak to where I am seeing it as this is a solution. This is a challenge, but it's also leading to a solution that's going to benefit me in the long run. It's going to benefit someone else. And what am I meant to learn from this situation? What am I meant to get from this situation that's going to grow my perseverance, is going to grow my knowledge, is going to grow whatever that it's going to help you do? That is part of your story. That is what's building you to the next level. That is what you're going to use to help someone else. So shift that perspective and see if you can look at that problem, that challenge, and see what am I meant to get from this. So one thing for you to try this week, and remember, just one, start with one, but maybe see not someone or something as competition, but see it as a compliment or a challenge that you can overcome. Because when we look at it that way, we see that the only real competition out there is you, is me, is us. But it's on an individual basis. We're not competing with someone else. We're competing against ourselves. We're competing to be better than we were the day before, better than we were last week, better than we were a couple years ago. Because if you're not growing, what are you doing? If you're not growing, you're standing still. If you're not growing, you're falling back. It's just that simple. There is no competition except with yourself, and that is to be better each day. Find out what you can learn from the situation and see what you can do to take action, because that's the name of the game, is taking action and growing. Thank you for joining Colbert Kean Conversations, and remember, take what you need, leave the rest. And you don't have to fix it all today. Colbert Kean Conversations. Real conversations for real life. We'll see you next Wednesday.